Would you be there the way I'm there for you?
Well, Monet, we're getting ready to go do some sibling. Wait, so let's start. What time to start?
In 2 minutes. 55.
It feels looming. You know what I mean?
It does. Looming. I mean, we can start it now.
Yeah, you can start earlier.
Wait, Jacob, are you posting this link on Patreon?
I'm not, because it was so. I can if you'd like.
Yeah, I think we should.
Sure.
Yeah. So should I just start it now?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right.
I'm gonna
gonna
mute
this
this.
too.
Oh, I didn't accept the invite.
Oh yeah, you have to accept it. Wait, why is?
Monica. Monet, can you hear me?
Yeah. Wait, hold on 1 second.
Macaroni X cheese. I haven't called you that in so long.
Wait, hold on. I need to shit.
Oh, see, you should let me do it. See, let me tell you something. Normally, I make the event for our little live sessions. But Money was like, I'll do it. I will set the event. I'll do it. Now we off to a good old crunchy slow-mo start, girl.
Not a slow-mo start. No, I need to get other headphones because for some reason my Bluetooth ones are not going to the thing. I don't want it to bleed the audio to bleed over.
Yo, so for those, also we only have 10 people with us. Oh Lord, have we fallen off on stereo, Money?
That's because I haven't posted that I'm live yet.
Wait, what?
No, you're getting more.
Okay, it's building up. I guess we're gonna start this one officially now.
Say it again.
So I guess we're starting this one a little later than normal.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go. The people are coming on in. We are doing Sibling Rivalry live on the stereo, the one and only stereo app. This is the only one.
Well, I feel like since we're talking about you have the power to change the topic, by the way, so you should change the topic on your app. I feel like since we're talking about black hair, you are really y'all can't see, but Monet's look right now is really appropriate for this. And mine is like maybe a nod to extra updoism. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I think it could that classifies as black hair. Not me going, that black hair.
So for those of you who are just joining us, this is we're on the Zero Live app. My name is Bob the Drag Queen.
And I am Monet Exchange.
And this is Sibling Rivalry Live, which is our we've partnered up with Stereo. Now we get to do these. Oh my god, it feels like we have a radio show. This feels like we have a fucking radio show to me. I love this. I'm obsessed.
It really does. And I have sent many emails to Sirius. I'm like, girl, y'all are missing the train on something really fierce. Y'all better hop on before we leave the station. So maybe this will lead to
I think we left.
Show.
Yeah. I think the train's pulled up. So we're talking about black hair today, and first of all, I want to talk about what is your journey with black hair? What is your black hair journey?
Like a drag or like in life black hair?
Well, I think first of all, let's just make one thing clear. I can't talk about Monet. I can only discuss myself. Monet can disclose her hair story with you all on her own terms. I am balding, so in real life, my hairline is probably 3 or 4 inches back from where, like a good 3 fingers back from where it used to be. And when I met Monet, I had hair. I had a head full of hair. I had dreadlocks. I had a mohawk.
Bitch.
But then somewhere around 28, my hair started falling out. And I would say I chopped here's what was disheartening for me. I chopped all my hair off before I got back. I remember getting one haircut in particular. And there was a blog on my YouTube page that shows the haircut that hurt my feelings. I got one haircut in particular, and I was like, oh my God, my hairline is back. It is far back. And Jay, I hope you can put in this video. I'll send you the video. Girl, I was like, no, not this. This is not the tea. So then the next day, I shaved my head, and I haven't looked back since. But then I tried to grow my hair back again recently, and I realized how much time it has. I'm now 34. I'm about to be 35 in a couple of months, and bitch, there's been progress in the wrong direction.
well, male pattern baldness is a thing. Do the men in your family have are bald?
No, they all have hair, Monet. All of them have hair. My dad has hair. But, okay, not my Uncle Steve. Never. Uncle Steve is completely bald.
John.
But the other guys, John has hair. Uncle Ray's bald too. You know, I'm not thinking. Scotty.
Bob was like, no.
Scotty.
Literally everyone has a. Well, not such Uncle Ray. Uncle Scotty.
Okay, John, Uncle Scotty, and my brother, and my cousin Bentley, and Andy, and my cousin Scooter. They all have hair. It's just me, Uncle Ray, and Uncle Steve. By the way, we share the most DNA. Like we look alike. I look like my Uncle Steve. I look like my Uncle Ray. We have a lot in common.
Well, you know,
I'll say that.
And they say your hair comes from your mother's father, so that's where your hair genes come from. Your
I think
maternal.
I don't think that's DNA. I don't think that's genetics. I don't think that's science. I think it's like old wives. I think that's an old wives' tale. I think.
I think that science has proven it comes from your maternal grandfather. I think that's how that works.
What's your hair story? What's going on under your wig?
Oh, I am unlike Bob. I am bald by choice. I can grow.
Stop the cap. The wig is the cap. Okay, let's not let the lies be the cap too much.
I let you tell your start telling my story. I am bald by choice. I choose to shave my head every couple of days, and sometimes, like when I don't shave, it may look a little thin, but trust me, it grows. No, girl, bitch, I am bald. I am as Latrice said to Santino in the episode. Take off your cap, you balding bitch. Okay, that's me. I'm balding bitch. So, and a lot of the men.
Some bitches be balding. I'm bitches.
My brother is bald, and like a lot of the men on my mother's side of the family are thin or bald. But all of the men on my dad's, which granted, I don't know that many people from my dad's side of the family, but from the few that I have met, like on my paternal like ancestry, they have hair. So I think it does come from the maternal side. And I started balding, I want to say like when I was like 22 or 23 is when the hairline started to go back, and I started to like get thin up there. And I was one of them niggas, I was holding on. I said, no, not me, Jesus.
You can't. In my opinion, you can't hold on. There are people. Okay, you know what? Actually, I want to reiterate that this is not specifically black hair, but like Jinx Monsoon held on for very long, and then she got the surgery, and now her hair looks amazing.
Yeah.
Assad Yaqub held on for long, got the surgery, hair looks amazing.
Detox did it. I want to ask you that. Would you do it? Like I've seen people do the surgery. I've heard of, and I was like, shit, this shouldn't work for black people. But there have been some rappers. LeBron James did it. Tiger did it. Like a lot of like black men have done it, and it works. Would you get that hair follicle transplant surgery thing? Would you do it?
Okay, first of all, I want to see for sure because a lot of the black people in Hollywood also use that spray stuff. They tattoo their heads. Like the amount of work people will go through to keep their hair, which by the way, I understand your hair is part of your identity. I get it. But the work they go through, the tattooing of the head, all this stuff to make it look like you have more hair underneath. So you get money, they tattoo underneath so that the scalp is dark and the hair looks like more hair.
Yeah, I get it.
Like,
yeah, I get it. But oh my god, I've never said this out loud. So last January, when Bob and I went on the Sibling Rivalry.
I cannot believe you're about to acknowledge this. I have been respecting your wishes, and I have not said anything about it.
When we did the Sibling Rivalry tour, we went to the UK. I got a full-on man weave. Bob was at my apartment like weeks before that, and we're looking at man weave videos. It was him, I think Jacob, and somebody else, and we're looking at man weave videos. And I was like, I want to do this. So I found a lady in New York who did it, and bitch, I got a full-on man weave on my head. If
y'all want to see it, go to my YouTube page and look up the bobbing around about the UK, about our UK tour. And you can see Monet's man weave in there.
And then, okay, here's the thing. So I videoed the whole process. I also videoed myself ripping it. So I had it on before we left for the UK. I had it on for like 3 weeks. But as you guys know, I go to the gym a lot, and so what was happening was I was sweating under it, and it was causing like my scalp to get irritated. So by the time we were on the flight going to the UK, my scalp was so tender, it was so irritated, it was so sore. So bitch, we fly into we're going to like a really small town.
Holland. We're going to layover in Holland.
Amsterdam. Because we were going to Newcastle, but there's no direct flight to Newcastle. We had to stop at Amsterdam to Newcastle. Bitch, when we got to Amsterdam, I was like, I had to take this off my head. So I went downstairs to the bathroom at the airport, and I ripped the fucking man weave off of my head. I had the whole video of it. Bob, should I put it together and put it on our Patreon? Should I do that?
You need to. I never thought you'd ever discuss this, and I've been very respectful. You must acknowledge.
You have.
Monet went down, ripped off her toupee, brought that shit back, and was like, and then showed it and was like, girl, look. So now Monet has, because when you get this thing, they buzz the little thin hair you have, they buzz it all off.
Girl.
So Monet had a full on George Jefferson.
Girl.
Because they mix it with your hair on the side. Let's take a couple of questions before we get too behind.
Hey y'all, it's Joya. In regards to black hair, do you really think that there is, quote unquote, good hair? Or do you think good hair is just what you make of it?
Good hair is what you make of it. I don't prescribe to the good hair thing. A lot, like many black folk, we all grew up thinking that the people with the the people with the soft, easily managed hair that is not super kinky, that's like fine. Oftentimes by mixed black folk, like that's good hair. That's the hair you should have. We all grew up knowing that, and now I'm so happy to see that so many black people, specifically black women, are embracing natural and their kinky hair and making it a thing, and it's so beautiful to see. But there is no such thing as good fucking hair, bitch. All hair is good hair. You have to how you take care of it, and the pride you put into your hair.
I mean, I grew up with full on nigga hair. I mean, my hair is like, it is nappy. Your hair cannot get nappier than my hair is. Like, I have a full on Brillo pad hair, and over my life, I've had all the hair. I've had dreadlocks. I've had braids. I've had the afro. I've had a mohawk. I've been bald. Everything but a mullet I've had, basically. And I did go through a phase in 7th and 8th grade, or 8th grade, I think, where I was conking my hair, where I was relaxing my hair.
Oh my God, S-Curl?
I use S-Curl.
Bitch, I used to S-Curl my hair, too. I used to S-Curl my hair.
But
oh my God.
And I felt so bad about I hated my hair so much, and I saw Cisco was like platinum blonde and bone straight, and I was like, I want that. I remember doing
Girl,
my hair and getting
oh my God, yes.
And getting so much validation for my hair, people being like, this is good hair. And that really did affect me, especially going forward when my hair would grow out, because girl, growing out of S-curl is rough because you have an afro with some fucking soft hair on top. Like, it looks like black people hair with white people hair on top of it. It is crazy. And also, when you get the S-curl, it does not flow like white people's hair. It is stiff. It is brittle. It is dry. If you run too hard in the wind, it will snap off. It is not. There's a great documentary called Good Hair. Chris Rock hosted, and it's about the black hair business and how apparently like black hair is like 90% of the market of hair in general. In America, which is crazy because we're like less than 15% of the population, but we buy 90% of the hair products.
What's crazy. Good? Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I mean,
we still have the smallest aisle at the fucking Walmart.
Hello?
The aisle is like a shelf.
Girl. And and I had to say, like, that using S-Curl is such a black experience. Like, I know so many, and also, did you do the S-Curl thing, and did you try to act like, oh no, girl, this is just how my hair grows? S-Curl, I don't know what you're talking about. This is how my hair is.
That's very Monet. I did not do that, girl.
What do you mean that's very Monet?
My cousin's using because typically the older people use Dark and Lovely, and younger people would use Just for Me.
Yeah.
Just for Me, JUSTFORME. But I remember like having my cousins having to sit down and get their hair permed and just hating it. It is it's torturing your hair.
And it burns your skin, bitch. And you know how many times I burned my scalp from S curl? So S curl is like it's a relaxer. It is a fucking chemical that will burn your fucking skin. And bitch, I used to burn my scalp. I used to burn my ear because I would want to leave the S curl on as long as possible so I get the most straight curly ass hair. It was crazy.
And you find the sweet spot between literally burning your hair off and straightening it.
Yeah.
And, we gotta get the next question.
To be honest, I don't know why
Jacob snapping.
these black men are talking about having they're both bald as hell.
Wait, what?
What did she say?
She said, I don't know why these black women be bald as hell. I don't know. I couldn't understand what she was saying.
It didn't sound particularly nice, but there is a thing. The women in my family do have a problem with being bald on the side. Did any of the women in your family have a problem with being bald on the side?
Yeah, my biological mom. That's how she was.
Yeah, it's like a gap, but like in your temple where you just don't have hair.
Yeah.
And I've never seen anyone but black women have this ever.
Well, it's because black women for centuries have been abusing their hair because European centric hair, having soft, long, straight, flowy, silky hair. So black women have been abusing their hair by relaxing it and perming it for all of these centuries. So it's just like your hair. And imagine straightening and relaxing your hair from the time you've been 12, 10 years old. Bitch, by the time you're like 25, 30 years old, your hair is like, I'm done. I'm done. Leave me alone.
I mean, my mom just stopped. I feel like I'm back in Washington Heights. There is like some bumping music outside my window, and I'm like, am I back? I feel like I'm literally transported back to Washington Heights. Like, this is crazy.
Did y'all just hear this white ass bitch talking about there is music bumping. Ew, get that hard G out of here. Get that hard G the fuck out of here. Bumping, Bob, bumping. Please.
Yeah, man, that's okay. That's how I talk. First of all, do not try to say that using G's makes you.
It's talking white. Yeah, it's talking white. I said what I said.
Wow, it's the problematic for me. Anyway, I think that my mom just stopped relaxing her hair in her late 50s.
Wow. So it's
like in her late.
Wow.
So she's been wearing her little afro. My mom's been wearing her hair like short forever, and then in her 50s, she was like, I think honestly it was after she had chemo. After her chemo, she was like, I'm afraid to punish my hair. I've done it so dirty, so I'm just gonna wear my little afro. Let's take another question.
Okay, hi Bob, hi Monet. This is Brittany, actually B Nixon, over on you guys' Patreon. Hope you guys are having a great day. I love you guys, by the way. So my question for you guys is, have you ever had anyone kind of come at you sideways when it came to drag hair, like hair or wigs that you guys have chosen for drag, whether it's undermining the style or the texture or the quality because it's quote unquote black hair? And also on the flip side of that, have you guys ever felt some type of way about seeing a Caucasian queen in like a dreadlock wig or a fro wig or cornrows or something like that? How do you handle, or how do you, I guess, feel about all of that happening in the drag community? What's your take on Black Queen?
Let me hop on this one. I want to hop on this. Thank you.
Yeah, please.
I want to hop on this one day because I was on RuPaul's Drag Race wearing my afro, wearing what I thought was a really elegant gown. I felt really beautiful and really elegant.
You're episode 2. I got episode 2.
Yep, and I got called Ratchet, and I was like, why am I Ratchet? Like, I really didn't see it. I really did not see what she meant when she thought I looked right. I thought I looked really elegant and nice. So yeah, I have had that before. And I also one time had BB Tahar Benet say something to me. We were in the dressing room and she was like, well, Bob, because you never wear natural hair. And I was like, what? Because you're always wearing like long and straight hair. And I was like, that's not true. Like I wear dreadlocks, I wear afros, so that was a weird one where BB was like, because you're always wearing straight hair. I was like, girl, I don't know what you're talking about, but sure, go off, sis. And in terms of white queens wearing fros or cornrows or box braids, I always just look at them like, oh, I mean, that was a very interesting choice you've made today.
It is, and one in particular. So, something that Bob and I used to do a lot in the city, and we still do it, in our drag. It's part of our style. Is that we will like take an afro, we'll like tie it up and put it in, and not just us, and we'll like a lot of queens do it too. But in New York City specifically, specifically tying it up in a head wrap and like having like a little sticking out, blah blah blah. And there's a queen in New York City, Holly Day. If you know her, you know her. And Holly Day to this day.
Oh, I didn't even have to tell you to say her name, but you literally threw this bitch's name down so hard.
And Holly Day loves to do that, and it's always so cringy to me. And so we would do Queen together, and then she would want to put her hair in this style. And every time I would be there, she'd be like, "Monet, can you come do this for me?" It's like, and it was just something so dismissive about her being like, can you come and do the little what it felt like she was saying to me is, can you come do this little black hairstyle on me? I want to wear the little black hairstyle like you. Like, again, she did not say those words. That was the feeling it made me feel. And it always it always felt so uncomfortable. I'm like, bitch, hey, you look fucking stupid wearing your hair like that. It doesn't fit your vibe, your aesthetic, and you're trying to do it to be like, to look like inner city, because anytime she wears that hairstyle, she's wearing like denim cut off shorts, or she's wearing like hoops. So
and doing like graffiti or some shit.
Yeah,
and she's like, "Monet, can you come do your little nigger hairstyle for me? It'd be great so much." Also, if you are just joining us, my name is Bob the Drag Queen here with Monet Exchange. We're on the Serial app, and we're talking about black hair. Let's take some more questions.
Hi, Bob and Monet.
Yes!
So, everyone has been talking about the girl who like sprayed her hair and her edges with Gorilla Glue, and it was like stuck to her head, and like she can't get it off, and it's been like that for a month. I don't know if y'all saw that, but do you have like an experience where you did something crazy that you weren't supposed to do to your hair, and like you had to cut it off or like do something really drastic to fix your hair? Because I know like with black people, a lot of times we don't really know what to do with our hair, or like what we can and can't do. So like, do you have an experience like that?
Okay, first of all, I'm gonna say this. There is no way Gorilla Glue lady is real. If you put those chemicals on your head from Gorilla Glue in your hair, I feel like there would have been another reaction, not just, oh, it's really hard. I feel like it would have damaged her skin, or she would have had some type of
I don't necessarily believe that. I don't believe that, because we glue stuff. I've seen drag queens use glue, super glue, nail glue, weave bond, rubber cement,
Bob,
any kind of glue.
It's been a month on her head. Like, there's no way.
But I do agree that she's lying. I think she's waking up every day using blue magic or something, that green gel that comes in the jar, and then acting like this for internet clout. I do not, because I believe after a month, your hair would like, for example, after a month, your hair is still growing.
Yeah.
So it's not like the gel would stop your hair from growing. Also, she could use Goo Gone. She could use so many different things to loosen up the Gorilla Glue in her hair. Yeah. So I think she's lying personally, but yeah, that's what I think. Have you ever done anything crazy to your hair?
No, besides, I've never been like Bob had like long hair and stuff. I've never been a long hair girl. My mom was not a fan of men having long hair. Like, my mom used to hate men with braids, cornrows, dreads. She was like, to her, she was like, no, you don't do that. She was not into that. So I never had long hair. So I never had any type of, besides S-Girl, the only thing that may have happened was my barber brought my hairline back to, do you remember this when you get your hairline, when you get your hair cut, and they would fucking cut your hairline too far back, so you had to like grow it for a few more weeks before you get it cut again, so your hairline is fucking going back and back and back and back? That used to happen to me.
That has never happened to me. I've never had a barber do, except when my hairline itself was moving back because I was going bald. But I've never. I mean, I've had bad haircuts as a kid. One time, my godbrothers, my mom gave my godbrother, who used to babysit me and my brother, gave them $20 to get me and my brother's haircut. Or $10. It was the 90s. $10 to get me and my brother a haircut. And instead of taking us to the barbershop to get our haircut, they took us to their friend who did it cheaper, and they pocketed the money. And then we had horrible haircuts. And my mom like snapped on them, like went bananas on them.
Hey guys, so as black men, how do you deal with razor bumps, since you constantly have to shave all the time? Because it's a constant struggle in my regular life.
Good one. Okay, I used to get razor bumps really, really, really bad. I still have hyperpigmentation from when I used to get it, but fucking, I don't know who it was. Someone put me onto Ten Skin. Ten Skin comes in this blue bottle. And I started doing that, and it like cut it down by 50%. And then what honestly made it go away, go away, was when I got this area lasered. I got this like laser hair removal done on this area, and after that, it never happened like ever again. And I think what it is because laser hair removal stops the hair from growing, so hair still grows there, but I think that something with the laser and whatever, it made the hair not grow back as curly. So my hair still grows back, obviously, because I still have to shave there, but it's not as curly, so it's not causing razor bumps. And it's just gone away. That's what happens for me.
Wait, I thought your laser was just on your chest and your back. You got it on your face too? Can you still grow a full beard?
Just hair I got. I got it from like my neck down here. And it still grows back. It's not as thick, it's not like as much hair, but it still grows back, yeah.
So I don't use razors. I'm afraid of putting razors on my face. I can shave my mustache, just my mustache and my chin, but I can't do my cheeks or my neck at all. I still have like textured skin on my neck from shaving in college.
Ooh.
Just so y'all understand, I was in college 17 years ago.
God.
Just so we're all clear how long ago this was.
Yeah.
And I still have these scars and bumps on my neck. So I just use it is the titanium Remington mustache trimmer that gets as close as I can get. It is not a perfect shave, but that's what I use to shave when I do drag.
Yeah, I was to do. To echo Bob, I do not use like a Gillette 4 Glade. I don't use razors on my face. I use a T outline trimmer. All the black dudes, and I think white dudes know when they give you a lineup. I use that to shave my face, and then I go in with one of those like foil buffer things, and I do that to get super close. But I have.
You mean the 3 or the 2?
Mine is the 2.
See, I can't even use those. Even those irritate my skin.
Really?
Even those. Yes, girl. I would rather be a drag queen with a little bit of stubble than be a person with my skin all fucked up.
Yeah.
I mean, full T.
Yeah.
Hey, Monet and Bob. My name's Andy. I'm a patron, and I wanted to ask, because recently a lot of my friends who are femme, have been talking about how a lot of women or femme people in the industry, like in show business, have to show up with their own wigs, do their own hair, and usually, stuff that white people don't have to deal with, or people that don't have 4A, B, or C hair have to deal with. So I was gonna ask what you guys thought about that, because it's obviously super unfair to black people in general. And my question is why don't we just hire more black hairstylists, because they know how to do all hair, white hair included, whereas the white hairstylists don't really know how to do anything except for their own hair and maybe wavy-ish hair.
I think it is insane to hire black people and not have a black hairstylist. That does not even make sense to me.
At all.
That doesn't even make, and I bet $1 the white hairstylist, when they see Nicole Byers' face or name on their sheet, they start sweating. I don't fucking know how to do this shit. I don't know what to do. Nicole be wearing. Because Nicole wears really nice wigs, you know what I mean? But I don't know if y'all don't know. For those of you who probably don't know, it's not just putting a wig on. It is braiding your hair, putting a cap on that. Sometimes it is putting the cap on, cutting the lace off, gluing the cap down, gluing the wig onto that. Sometimes it is sewing the wefts into the braids themselves. It's not just throwing a wig on your head. It's not that simple.
Yeah.
So the idea, I mean, Nicole Byers talked to me about it, what having to do her own makeup and her own hair. I've experienced that on sets where someone comes over to do my makeup and I end up looking ashy as hell, and I'm like, I'll just do it myself.
Yeah. I was gonna say with hair, anytime I've done any little of the 4 acting roles I've done, anytime there's a white person in the makeup trailer, I'm like, oh Lord, it's a white makeup artist. But lucky for me, and also because we're drag queens, they let us do our own. They rarely, not unless it's something super specific. When I did was when I did Lovecraft Country. That was like a very specific time, like a very specific era. So they had something really specific. I was like, I know how to do what I do, like drag and glam stuff. You want this like 1950s I don't do that. So like they helped me with that. But with that, I did my whole foundation and everything else, and they just did my eye makeup. So that was like a little different. And with hair as well. They normally let you bring your own stuff unless it's something that's very period. So I haven't had to deal with that a whole bunch, but I do know people like Amanda Seales talks about it a lot. Lonnie Love talks about it a lot. Regina King has talked about it a lot too. Like having black people in the hair and makeup team so they know what they're doing when it comes to black hair.
And I stress out about it because whenever I do non-drag acting roles, I don't have a lot of experience with doing like correction makeup on my natural face. So then someone tries to come in and I end up looking crazy.
Oh, we get it. You've done roles, not in drag. All right. Okay.
Oh my God.
Hey,
How about you?
Monet and Bob. This question is for both of you. What are some of your favorite classically black 90s hairstyles that you love?
Ooh.
That you just love?
Oh my God. Okay, so mine is like a little more like late 90s, early 2000s. But you know when girls used to get I was trying to picture of it. It would be like almost like it would be like you could see the scalp, and it'd be like like little swirls and squigglies, and it would have like a fall at the back. I was trying to throw a picture to show you. I
know my favorite. By the way, if you're just joining us, my name is Bob the Drag Queen. This is my drag sister Monet Exchange, and there will be a video available of this on our Patreon later. If you want to join our Patreon, you can go over there. It is just go to Google, type in Sibling Rivalry Podcast Patreon, you'll find us. Now,
like this.
My favorite.
You see this?
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, for sure. Where you would use the gel to like create all these looks and
yes,
and stuff.
I love stuff like that.
My personal favorite was the asymmetrical bob. I loved an asymmetrical bob that's high on one side and then goes low to the other one and maybe cuts across the eye. I used to love. Mary J. Blige had one.
All right, Bob, that was a little extra. Bob said, "I love when it starts here and down here." You did that was too much.
No, but you've seen the asymmetrical. My aunt Crystal had an asymmetrical bob for she had it way longer than it was hip to have it. I think she cut it in like the early 2000, like maybe 2010. But I love the asymmetrical bob with an undercut. That was it for me. I used to fucking love that one. And Dookie braids. Love Dookie braids.
Oh, I love Dookie braids. Love box braids. Like Poetic Justice. Those fucking Poetic Justice braids. I mean, they're just a classic. They look so good. Have you ever done this thing? Well, not done this. Have you ever experienced going to Amsterdam and literally all the white people have dreads and braids?
No, but I went to Brooklyn.
And Amsterdam, all the white people are on their bikes with their dreads and braids.
Like, I used to get them all the time, and just like all the scabs and the burns. And I think I really stopped after I saw some research that said that like Black women have a higher risk of getting fibroids, or Black people with uteruses have a higher chance of getting fibroids because that like barrier where chemical can enter into your body is a lot thinner. So shit is crazy. White supremacy is really killing people out here.
That creamy. I mean, they called it creamy crack for a reason. It's like black women were addicted to it because it was the only way that they thought they could get a good job or like they wouldn't be fired. It was the only way to look presentable.
Wait, it could seep from your scalp down to your uterus? That is wild. That is so scary.
Blood, I'm sure. You know, in your head, you have like, I think it's like 3 times more veins and stuff up there than anywhere else in your body. That's why when you get hit in your head, bitch, you're bleeding. You're like leaking blood because there's so many veins up there. So that makes sense.
Oh, you bleeding. You bleeding. If you are just joining us, my name is Bob the Drag Queen. This was Monday Exchange. We're on the Stereo app, and there will be a video available that's on our Patreon. If you want to see it, go over to Google, type in Sibling Rivalry Patreon, and join the over 10,000 people who are happy to be in our little community. You want to pick one more?
Yeah.
Hi guys, it's Rachel. I was wondering, what's the politics like
Just for Rachel.
of black hair shops in America? I know that then they tend to be owned by East Asian people in America. In the UK, they're often owned by Southeast Asian owners, like Indians, Pakistanis, Bangladeshis. And there's an issue of like, obviously, I know this is an issue everywhere, but they kind of follow you around the store. But not many stores are owned by black people. Like it's like very rare that you'll find a black hair shop that's owned by black people. And then when you do go into a black hair shop, the politics of it's so weird because they clearly are side-eyeing you the whole time. It's gotten better, but I wonder what the experience... I mean, I guess you are guys, so maybe you won't know, but what's it like going in black hair shops in the States?
You want to go?
You a guy, you heard her? No, I'm just kidding. You a guy, Monet. I'm just kidding. I will definitely say that it's not much different. Most black, the hair salons, in my experience, are almost always black owned, but the hair product store, the beauty supply stores, are almost always owned by Asian people, and that is the following the. Hurry up and buy
bitch. Hurry up and buy. Girl, that shit is so fucking rude.
Like, it is a thing. But in my experience, the salons are typically black owned.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. So, because I've been to a bunch, especially in Harlem, where it seems to be all African folk working. But I don't know who like owns the store. I'm assuming it's African owned. Like black African owned, but I don't know for sure. But for the one like right here by my place, the one I go to on 137, like they are African people working in there, so I'm assuming they're African owned, but I don't know for a fact.
Okay. Work.
Hi Bob, hi Monet, big fans. Just joined the Patreon. I just wanted to know, like, growing up, did you guys have issues with black hair being called out for your hair? I went to a predominantly white school and my hair was always the topic of the day. So I just want to know if you guys had any experiences like that. Love you guys so much.
Because I've always had like either low Caesar or like bald, I've never been in a situation where my hair was the topic of conversation. But I could only imagine how fucking annoying that must be to be in an all-white situation and people want to touch your big afro, or people want to touch your kinky hair, people want to touch your... that sounds so fucking annoying. I can't even imagine.
So I had a couple experiences. Okay, growing up, having nappy hair, I would get made fun of by black people for having nappy hair and not having, quote, good hair, unquote, or if I didn't have a relaxer. And then I got to high school and I grew my dreadlocks. And when I grew my dreadlocks, everyone loved my hair. Like, all of a sudden, everyone loved. There were also people like Lil Jon, Lil Wayne growing dreadlocks. So it was like really popular in black culture to grow black hair. Then I went to a college that was not a black college. I went to CSU, and there, girl, having dreadlocks around white people is probably the most exhausting thing. I've had my hair compared to burnt Cheetos several times. They kind of look like burnt Cheetos.
Oh my God.
And like the people, the desire to touch your hair, it almost seems like they literally can't help themselves. Like it's like my hair is a white magnet, and they will touch your hair. Like they will ask you about it, how long you've been growing it. Ask you, does your hair smell? Do you wash your hair? Nigga, do you wash your fucking hair? Of course I wash my fucking, like, that was the craziest. Do you wash your hair? How does it not stink? I remember telling a white person that I wash my hair once a week, and this blew their mind. It knocked them off their gourd to understand, even before dreadlocks, that I would wash my hair once a week. They were like, how? And I was like, my hair, it's not greasy. And washing your hair every day when you're a black person can be bad for your hair. It can dry it out.
Yeah.
It can start breaking off. It starts looking a little gray. We're actually adding oil to our hair, whereas white people tend to be stripping the oil away from their hair.
Oh my God, that's so interesting. So in college, I went to Western Sequoia College, a very white school in Princeton, New Jersey. And so my roommate, my sophomore year, his name was Alex Glover. And every time I come out, he would be perplexed by two things. A, he would gag that I would get out of the shower and I would lotion my body. He was like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, I'm greasing my skin. Like, I'm oiling my skin. He's like, "Why are you like taking I I did not know that white people did not use lotion. Like I did not know that they did not know what lotion was, which was so crazy because every lotion commercial I would see on TV, it was fucking white people. So I was like, how y'all not know about this shit? Selling on TV. So that was crazy to me. And then I would have my fucking grease. I forget the name of it because I haven't greased my head in so long. It was the one that came in the little green jar. Y'all probably don't know. And I would put it in my hair. He was like, "What are you doing now?" I'm like, "I'm greasing my scalp." He was like, "So you're adding oil to your hair?" I'm like, "Yeah, because it gets dry." He was like, was dumbfounded by me doing this stuff.
I tell you what was culture shock for me when I found out that a lot of white people don't use washcloths.
Girl!
They will just put the bar of soap directly, or they'll be in a shower that's like the pump, and they just take the body wash and just rub their hands. And I'm like, but what about like knocking off the top 5 layers of skin? Like black folks be trying to scrub off the epidermis, and white folks just be like, a little bit of soap.
That should be so fun. This is another one.
Hey, Bob and Monet. I'm one of your patrons from London and also from St. Lucia, so I'm one of Monet's people. But my question is, what is your craziest black barbershop experience? Because I know sometimes black barbershops can be crazy. I've had people cutting my hair while drinking. There's been some like crazy conversations, misogyny, and sometimes you just leave with a wonky hairline. So I just wondered, what is your craziest black barbershop experience?
Wait, Monet, why did you drag him for calling you Monet? He called you Monet.
Shout out to St. Lucia, West Indian Massive. Mike, tell me if you experienced this, Bob. Going to a black barbershop and being an in the closet, queer, fat, gay, very feminine, big booty, walking with a switch ass nigga. I used to be so nervous going to the barbershop. I was like, these fucking niggas, they know what's up. And I just felt like they knew how fucking gay I was. I used to hate going to the barbershop because I just felt so uncomfortable being around so like hyper masculine black dudes.
It is scary. I always remember wishing that there was a black gay barbershop. I just always remember wishing, like, I just wish that somewhere in the city there was a black gay barbershop that I can go to so I can feel comfortable in there. One time I remember I had finished my laundry and I was going to the barbershop, which used to be right across the street from my apartment when I used to live on Amsterdam Avenue. I don't know if you remember this or not. And bitch, one time Miss Cracker called me and was like, I'm going to the barbershop. She said, can I come? I said, if you want. So as Miss Cracker is sitting in the barbershop with me in this, I don't know if y'all know this or not, but Miss Cracker will hit on people.
Oh.
Anywhere. It does not matter. So my barber was this huge, I mean, massive, muscly, like Dominican black guy, and Cracker was like hitting on him, but I remember thinking to myself, oh my God, they're about to whoop our gay asses if you don't stop flirting with this massive, massive man. Anyway, my most extreme memory I remember was from childhood. I used to hate getting a haircut because I remember thinking the clippers were hot and sometimes they would catch your hair, and the two worst parts were getting the edge up because they zzz, and it's like a little razor on your forehead, and then they would put their hands in Barbasol and rub your head.
Yeah.
Basically rubbing all of the open sores they just created on your head. And I remember having a really rough experience, like crying. Like I was a crybaby. But this one barber was like, they used to do this thing in the barbershop where they put this like bar over the seat. So if you're a kid, you can sit on the bar. But yeah. I had just outgrown the bar. And this guy was really manhandling me. And I mean aggressively, and being really proud of how he was showing me who was boss. And at one point he had my head under his hand, smushing it against the arm of the chair, trying to give me an edge up while I was crying. And I remember getting up and I was like, when I say crying, my entire face was wet from sweating, from crying, probably bleeding. No. And I remember telling my mom, I was like, we can never come back here. And he was just like, stop being a baby. Don't act like a girl. And like holding my head really tough, pulling my hair, like just like, I mean, truly manhandling me. And I was a child. And then my mom, I remember that was the day we never went back to the barbershop again. I can't even imagine what my mom was going through, because all the guys in the barbershop were like rooting him on. for like beating up this little sissy boy.
That's so crazy. Oh, little Bob, Bob. Oh, I know. I want to give you a hug.
Yeah, that was a rough one. I remember. I'm still traumatized sometimes by that memory of being beat up by this. That's what it felt like. I got beat up by this man. He was huge, and I was a kid. You know.
Well. Did you ever like try to stop acting like a girl?
As you can see, no.
Hey, Bob Monet, it's Salem, a fellow Patreon. So I joined into your live for a little bit, but I was working earlier. So anyways, my question for you guys is, what's the worst thing that you've done to your hair? So like for me, growing up, like I used to it was really sad, but like I was really obsessed with straightening my hair and I didn't know how to properly do it. So I literally used to wash my hair and straight out of this is the worst thing, straight out of the shower, take the flat iron to my hair and straighten it while my hair was wet and all you heard was like that was the worst. It was terrible. And on top of that, my hair used to be relaxed. But anyways, that's the worst thing I've done to my hair. I still cringe to this day. Is there anything that you guys have ever done, growing up that you've done to your hair that was just terrible for it?
First of all, I don't know a whole bunch about hair care, but kicking your wet hair and putting a flat iron on it sounds insane.
It sounds a little bit dangerous. I think the worst thing I ever did the worst thing I ever did to someone's hair was actually to my brother's hair. My brother, I'll never. This is a day I remember too. My brother wanted to go to. We had Six Flags season passes, but my brother wanted to go with his friend. But his afro was just so unhinged. It was just wild. He could not get his afro under control, and he didn't want to go out because we were ashamed of our afro. So if it wasn't in cornrows, it had to be. Like you couldn't just go out with afro. It had to be cornrows. Like everyone who had an afro, they were all in cornrows. No one had their hair out in the fro when I was in high school, at my school anyway. So what happened was I don't know if you ever hot ironed your hair before, or I mean hot combed your hair.
Hot comb.
But you take hot comb. So what you do is you take a little bit of the hair, you cover it in grease, you take a comb that is metal off the stove.
Stove, yes.
I don't know if y'all hear what I'm saying. It was on the stove. And then you lay it up against the hair and it straightens the hair. It's wild how quick it happens. But I remember hot ironing my brother's entire head in like 30 minutes, me and him alone in the house because he wanted to go to Six Flags but didn't want to look crazy. So I hot ironed his entire head and then we wrapped it up in a do-rag so that it would be kind of manageable so that he could go out. And I also used this thing where I would take a towel, you wet your hair, and you just rub the towel in circles on your head, and it makes dreadlocks for you. But they're really uneven, and it's just tangling your hair. It's not like when I had dreadlocks the other way where you do them in little squares and have beeswax and all that stuff.
Did you, oh my God, so when you got your dreads done, you probably had that awkward dreadlock phase, the one where they're not super, they're just like those little coils. Was that you?
You know, I had the really short coils for a while, but my hair is so nappy that it dreaded really quickly. They were like, it'll be like 5 months. My hair was like, bitch, I'll see you in 3 weeks.
Work. Wait, is it time for another break?
Oh, yeah, let's take a little break. All right, we're back. Here we go.
My name is William. I'm a patron, recent patron. And I'm also curious, do you ever find yourself picking your hairstyle based on the venue, the area, etc., or does that even play a factor into when you choose what wig to wear?
No, I pick my hair based on the look, not like the area I'm going to be in. Oh, I'm going to be in London, so maybe I shouldn't wear. No, I wear whatever, whenever. It's just like what works or complements my look the best.
The only two things that go into my hair choice are the outfit I'm wearing and what wigs I have clean and ready to be and styled. I mean, I went through a really long phase where I was wearing almost exclusively my hair pulled back in this big afro, but I haven't worn it since I've been in LA because all my hair is in storage, and I have this one massive afro. You can see it in my on my Instagram, and also it's in Monet's video, March.
No, it's not.
This huge afro that it was fully is. Anyway.
No, we didn't. We didn't end up
afro.
using it. Just so we're clear, we didn't end up using it. Something else.
Well, you should have. I have this big fro that I wear sometimes, which is just it's my favorite hair to wear. It's a little bit of a chore. Monet thinks me gluing my lace down every time I do drag is just insane. You did it on the tour though.
I know a tour doesn't mean, but that's again we're on a tour. Yeah, it's I don't know. It's insane to me that you fucking glue that shit. That's crazy to me. It's crazy.
Anyway.
Hey, what's up, niggas? Do y'all bald niggas still wear do-rags or not? Like, what y'all niggas do at night?
No, bald people do not wear do-rags. Also, his voice is very sexy. No, bald people do not wear do-rags. When I had my little man weave, though, I definitely had to have a do-rag on for that. And it was the first time I had a do-rag in years. But bald people, I just wake up. I mean, I will say, I don't grease my hair anymore. Because I don't know. I don't have to grease my scalp anymore for some reason. That was the only thing that's really changed.
I mean, can we stop shaming men for wearing toupees? Like, it's so weird. Let me tell you, what I do is I shave my head with clippers, not a razor. I do not wear a do-rag or anything at nighttime. I do condition my scalp, but I also have like eczema on my scalp as well. So I do condition my scalp, which has helped with that. But there's practically no maintenance.
Yeah. There's like no maintenance.
Yeah. All right, let's take 3 more and we'll be done.
Hi, Bob and Monet. I love you both, and I am convinced that I am y'all's 10,000th Patreon follower because when I signed up, the next thing I got on, y'all said you were at 10,000. But either way, I just wanted to know, with wigs, and you guys have to buy so many different ones, what is the most you've spent on a wig? Because, you know, there's a difference between the synthetic and those real ones, and then you want the lace and the custom line. So, yeah.
Monet, let me take this, please.
Go ahead.
Y'all, I've been debating if not I should drag this person. I purchased a wig from someone on Instagram. I paid $1,500 for a human 30-inch wig. What I ended up getting was a 15-inch wig with 30-inch tracks sewn into it. So I had a mullet. It was, but not like a fierce mullet. It was like the front of the wig was short and the back of the wig was long. It is completely unusable. I wore it one time and Monet laughed at me, and I deserved it. And I wrote him back and he was like, I don't know what's going on. I mean, first of all, he missed the deadline of getting me the wig by 6 months.
Bob, drag that bitch. Say his fucking name. Honestly, say his name, bitch, because that's shady. That is so fucking rude and shady.
Honestly, I'm going to. This is my first time saying it, but I'm going to I might do a whole video about it. It was an Instagram account called So Magnificent. It was called So Magnificent. And he has these videos where he's in his driveway throwing his hair and it looks really amazing. But the wig I ordered was just a wrap. And I talked to other folks and they were like, yeah, girl, she fucking got me too.
Gag. That
was wild. I had to put my phone down for that one.
That's so shady. The question was about wig. Oh yeah, so the most expensive wig I have.
Most expensive wig.
Most expensive wig. Okay, well I have 2 things I want to talk about. One of my most expensive wig is a human hair wig. But human hair wigs are so interesting because you buy the unit, then you get it made. I mean, you buy the unit, then you have to buy bundles, then you have to give someone to put the bundles in. Then you have to get someone to. I have 3 now that I have to get someone to ventilate. Go wig or go home in LA. So after you've already bought this wig for, let's say, $320, you bought the bundles that are like another $300. So that's like $300. So that's $620. Then you have to send it to someone to do a custom hairline for you. That costs $800. So now this is not what? This is now $1,420. Then when you get the custom hairline, you have to pay someone to color it for you. Then that's another $220. So at this point, this is.
And then every time it gets styled, there's more money added onto it there.
Yeah. So just like for it to just be usable, I've already spent $2,220 on this wig. And then every time you get a reason, if I don't curl it myself, which is why during quarantine I taught myself how to curl, because I'm like, I need to learn how to fucking curl hair. I cannot pay someone every time for this. So that's one thing. But so that's probably each of my human hair wigs that is like a custom color. Those are each like about $2,000. And then when Bob and I went to Florida to do something, I came back and I ended up getting a wig. I ended up getting.
If you're watching this video later down the line, you'll see the wig.
I ended up getting. We were at this place and they're like a beauty bar and they were really great. They were really fierce. And I was like, "Oh, I want one of these wigs." And they were like, "Yeah, we'll get you one. We'll get it made." Blah 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 blah. Now, mind you, I have many full lace braided wigs. This is a full lace braided human hair wig. Well, it's full lace, but obviously when you braid hair, you add synthetic hair into it to get the length. So this is not all human hair. The hair probably stops here, and they add this for the length. So in the past, I paid about $450 for all of my other box braid wigs like that. When I got the bill for this, she was like, "Oh yeah, by the way, this is gonna be $950." I was like, $950 for what?
Wait, was this the one? Was this the one down in Florida?
Yes.
And girl, they got you together, and they were making sure you could not leave that room without that wig, girl. They were like, "Oh, girl, they got you together. They gathered you like those fucking braids."
I gagged. So that was expensive. Something I did not anticipate paying, but yeah, there we are.
So here's my thing too. My most expensive wig is a wig that I made myself. I went and I bought like several bundles, and I ended up making a full human hair unit. You can, if you want to see, you can go to my YouTube, and look up my Morticia look. I made that wig. When I say made, I mean I ventilated the entire hairline, which goes about halfway back. I really made this entire fucking wig from scratch. I will never do it again, ever once in my life. But if you look at my Morticia Adams look on Instagram or on my YouTube, that's the wig that I made, and it cost me about $1,000 just to make it.
Gag. But the time, how much time did it take you to ventilate that whole thing and do the whole thing? How much time?
I took breaks, but it was 6 months. But I also was taking big breaks. I mean, I did most of it in like 2 weeks, and then I just kind of got home and got lazy, and then I finished it during quarantine.
Got it. Work.
All right, 2 more.
Hi. My question was if you have Roblox. Thanks so much. Bye.
If you have roadblocks?
If you have Roblox. Roblox is some sort of a game?
I don't know what that is.
But no, I do not have Roblox. It looks like Legos. What is Roblox? I do not have Roblox. I'm so sorry. Maybe we'll do a Roblox podcast down the line.
No, I'm not doing that shit.
All right, Monet, pull our last one, Monet. That was a kid, Monet. Jesus Christ, be nice.
Hi, Monarella. Hi, Bobina. I just had this big question. How the fuck do y'all secure your wigs when you're bald? Like, do you wear a wig cap and then pin it to that? Or do you just hot glue the shit to your head? It's, like, been bothering me for a while, and I'm not super familiar with hair. Anyway, love you both.
A lot of people ask us this. People ask me all the time.
Yeah, they be confused. They be so confused.
I mean, I think Bob does the same too. We just glue their hairline around. Bob and I are just not queens that lose our wigs. Like these queens like Monique that cannot keep a wig on her head. I am genuinely confused as to why that is. I think Bob and I both we just glue the hairline. And then that's it. I don't get my wig can't stay on, girl. I don't know the life.
So I use Krylon Mastix P Spirit Gum, which is a sweat-proof glue made for gluing down wigs and rhinestones and stuff. It's for adhering stuff to your body. And if you're watching, like this wig is on I can get it off, but it is you have to like knock this wig off my head if you wanted to get this off. Like you have to like literally try to get it off my head. And then the other way, if I have to wear something really, really heavy, which is not often, I will duct tape my head and then pin it to the duct tape.
I've never literally not once ever done the duct tape thing, but same with me. This wig is like on my head. Like, look, you had to. Oh.
Mona, you're so ridiculous.
No, I did not glue this wig today. I did not glue. But that's the thing about being a black queen, honey. I could be bald and still sell the fantasy.
I mean, you do look really great. All right, Mo. We did another stereo. This feels like we have a little radio show.
You're so silly.
Well, we'll see you all next time. And also, if you join our Patreon, you can help us. Thank you to our patrons for helping us pick this topic.
Yeah.
Our patrons do help us decide what we're going to talk about. And also, if you want to know our schedule, we post our stereo schedule exclusively on Patreon.
Yes.
All right. Peace, everyone.
Bye.